Hello everyone, welcome to CareerDeed Training Solutions. This is Janani and in this session we will be dealing some vocabulary based questions which includes your synonyms and antonyms. If you are the one who believes synonym and antonym questions are just luck based, then this video is for you. Believing there is no trick to handle a vocabulary question has become a cliche thing. Yeah, you heard it right. We have here a certain hints to answer a vocabulary question, in which the first comes your root word technique, your prefix suffix technique, parts of speech, and a contextual meaning technique. Usually, you may be asked just a word with 4 options where you're going to find either the synonym or an antonym of the word, or it is a sentence with a highlighted word where again you will be finding the synonym or antonym of the word. The first one, as I told you, is the root word technique. Before that, just read the word. Isn't it a combination of two words, pass plus port? Pass means to move and port means a point or a junction. So, I gave this word just for you to understand that every common word in English has a source to come. That source is what we are going to look for in this technique. Now, look at the second word, insomnia. If you haven't come across this word earlier, then by guessing its root word, you can very easily identify its meaning. See, you have root word as SOM, which is a Spanish word, which means to sleep. So, whenever you see this word, that is these 3 letters SOM coming continuously in a word, then you can understand that this word is somewhere or the other way related to sleep. Thus, the meaning of the word becomes insomnia means the inability to sleep. Hope you got it. In the same manner, look at the next word, genocide. Can you guess the root word for this? Well, is it just Gen, which means gene? No, that's wrong. You have to be very careful in guessing the root word. The actual root word for this is CIDE, which means to kill, and this is a German based root word. Just like suicide, pesticide, infanticide, here you have genocide, which means mass killing. Good example of mass killing can be Holocaust, or it can be the Chernobyl disaster, or it can be this Hiroshima Nagasaki bomb blasts where a mass number of people are killed. That is the meaning of genocide. Now let's enter into the question. Now, can you guess the meaning for the highlighted word? Nowhere in the world can a citizen of any country can accept the change in the form of government to plutocracy. And your options are an aesthetic power, a rule by the wealthy people, a crazy technique, a non-existing method. And now remember, your word is plutocracy. If you know the root word for this, then that becomes quite easy to answer. Crazy, C-R-A-C-Y is the root word for this, which means a type of rule that is exhibited over the public. In that way, the answer for this question is going to be option B, that is a rule by the wealthy people. Another good example of this root word is democracy, which our own India has. It also ends in CRACY, which means it is a kind of ruling that is exhibited by the government over the public. So in that case, the answer for this question is going to be option B. Hope you got it. In a similar manner, we are going to have the second technique, that is the prefix suffix technique, where look at the word, you have clueless. You see a suffix in the word, that is LESS, which means not possessing or lacking something, just like your brainless, selfless, endless. So in that way, find the meaning of the word pacifism, and your options are a large area surrounded by water, safety originating place, encouraging peace, and war. Now look at the word carefully. You have a suffix ISM, which means it is a doctrine or a principle that is accepted and followed by a group of people. So just like your baptism, feminism, and all that. So, looking at the options, I can rule out my option A and B because both talk about a place which is totally irrelevant to the question. Option C says it's encouraging peace, which can be my answer, so hold on with that. Look at option D. It talks about war. Now, the word pacify is used as a synonym of consoling or comforting or making someone calm. So, this is thoroughly an antonym of pacifism. So, this cannot be my answer. So, obviously, I get my answer to be encouraging peace. Hope you got it. A similar kind of question. Guess the meaning for the highlighted word. As an adverse effect on the usage of drugs, Rajesh had went to retrogression of his childhood. And your options are going against the will, regret for something happened in the past, lost the memory, reliving the past life. Yeah. Now pause the video for a while and guess the meaning for this question. Well, what is the prefix or suffix used in the word retrogression? Is it retro? Yeah, you're right. Which means going backward. Examples can be retroreflection, retroactivity, etc. But for a clear understanding of this root word, if you had seen any reality dance shows or music shows, you have something called as retro round in it, right? What do you mean by that? It means going back to the past, right? So with that explanation, I conclude the answer for this question to be reliving the past life. Hope you understood. Getting to the next question. Parts of speech. As we have learned, there are totally 8 parts of speech. When you cannot guess the meaning of a word, all we are going to do is to read the sentence and find what part of speech is the highlighted word, with the help of which we can narrow down our options. Now look at the question. Guess the meaning for the highlighted word. With the advent of the new management, the company had begun to flourish and the workers are quite happy. So if you look at the options, starting, entry, process and functioning, and your highlighted word is advent. If you closely observe the options, you see option A and option B means the same, isn't it? But what is the difference? The answer is parts of speech. In the question, again I'm repeating, the highlighted word is advent, which is a noun. But in case of your option A, starting is in the verb form and entry is in the noun form. I need a noun to be my answer, and fortunately option C, process, and option D, functioning, is also a verb. That cannot be my answer. So I am ruling out my option A, C and D. So getting my answer to be option D. Hope you got it. Here we discuss the don'ts in a vocabulary. The first thing you should remember is not to be misguided by the same lettered word in the options. For instance, look at the question. Find the meaning for gregarious, and your options are amused, gentle, sociable and gorgeous. Mostly if you do not know the meaning, you will end up the answer as option D, as that sounds the same. That is gregarious, G, it starts with G, gorgeous, it starts with G, and moreover you have the phonetic of R in both the cases. But that is not the answer for this question. The answer, the exact meaning of gregarious is sociable. Hopefully you have learnt a word today. With that, getting to the next don't, where do not be misguided by the usage of homophones. For example, look at the question. The book is a collection of the good old thoughts and experiences that the oracle told in his oracle. Yeah. Now have you heard the question carefully? The highlighted word is O-R-A-C-L-E, oracle. But you have another word in the same sentence, A-U-R-I-C-L-E, that sounds the same, which means it is just an outline of an ear. Look at the options. Option A, a priest, a holy book, earline, a strange animal. Now just see, as I told you, AURICLE, oracle, means the outline of ears, right? Which is also given in your options. So sometimes our intuition, no, it misguides with the sound of certain words, and this is a perfect example of that. So the answer for this question is a priest, which is the meaning of oracle. Similarly, look at the next question. The bride walked down the sandy ale on the tropical isle. Now, both the words, that is both the highlighted words, AISLE ale and ISILE, will be pronounced as ale. But depending upon what is actually highlighted in the question, you have to choose your options. So be very careful in dealing with it. Before that, the meaning of AISLE is a passage between seats where you can walk, and ISLE means it is an island of peninsula. Okay. Getting to the last one of the session, we have an important point. Do not stick to the constant meaning that you know, because English has a beautiful concept called homonyms. Just that each word has different meanings, just like your book, address, or present. Look at the example. The second-hand taxi rated too high. The success rate of this drug is quite low. Despite the recovery, the progression rate is really low. The rating for this month is greater than the previous. Have you read all the 4 sentences? In all the 4 sentences, the word rate, R-A-T-E, rate, is used in different forms in different contexts. In the first, it talks about the cost. In the second sentence, it talks about the amount of reachability. In the third, the progression rate. So it talks about the speed. In the fourth, that talks about the popularity. So in all the 4, you have different meanings, right? So make sure you are not misguided by the meaning, the only meaning that you know. Got it? So that brings us to the end of the session. If you have learned something new, please do like, comment and share the videos. Thank you for watching. Stay connected with CareerDeed Training Solutions.